Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pinkin. In today's video, I'm going to talk about that we're having a crazy market right now. Bitcoin is dumping. Bitcoin went under 70,000 US dollars. So right now we at around 69,000, where the previous top was back in 2021. So it's a very, very important level, to be honest with you. So we're going to talk about the market, not just Bitcoin, but others as well. Then let's check the ICM numbers because they are getting better and better, and people have some hopes around ICM that this can kick the bull market again. So we should discuss that as well. Also, Vitalik Buterin has posted about layer 2s that they have to come up with something now because speed itself, what they do in cheaper transaction fees, is just not enough anymore when we compare it to ETH. Layer 1 Ethereum can do this almost and, going in that direction. We have then serious claims around Binance, why they could cause actually the October 10th big crash. And we're going to talk about outflows of Bitcoin spot ETFs and a lot of things. So I think it's a very, very important episode. We're living in exciting times, to be honest with you. And don't forget that every single day you're getting the fresh video here on Blockchain Bloom, short videos from Monday to Sunday. The essence of the news, less than 60 seconds, and once a week you're getting this video, what you're watching right now, when we summarize everything where the market is on that week. So if you want to miss a single thing and don't want to miss a single thing, then simply subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the like button. And now let's do it. Okay, and when we're looking at the market, then we can see here, let me share the screen, that Bitcoin is at 69,516 US dollar, which is a 20% decrease, 21% in a week, just 7.5 in a day. Ethereum is around 2,000 US dollar, almost 30% down in a week. But when we're looking at the weekly basis, very few, no winners. MYX 5% up, and that's it. But look at the losers in a week. Zcash 36% down, Dash 34, Story 33, but many others. Pudgy Penguins 30, Solana 27, Sui 26, you name them. But basically now the market is crashing heavily. And when we're looking at here the Bitcoin candlestick chart, we can see now Bitcoin coming to the levels which are here, the 69,000-ish level, and this was actually the peak back in 2021. So this is a significant level, I believe. But recently here on the daily chart, as you can see, we just have down, 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 down. And let's see when we're going to see kind of support where actually we can pump back a little bit, but then we still have this downtrend, what we're having since the about 7th, 8th of October. And, when we're looking at here on the weekly, the moving averages, it's very, very common that basically Bitcoin in bear market-ish times come back to this one, which is the 200 moving average on the weekly chart. And this is now a very important level to watch because it can easily go here. Look, when we're just looking at the last 3 weeks, Bitcoin went down in 3 weeks' time, 24%, right? Actually, not 24, it's right now even more. 25%. We need just from this point where we are right now, another 16%, and we are at the 200 moving average. So it's not far at all. And we do not see any strength on the market right now. We can see clearly we're going down. Yeah, things can happen that we, going again sideways or something happening. The flash, it can actually continue. When we break this level, then actually nothing else is kind of holding us back from there. And when we're looking at the fear and greed index, it's back to 11. 11, it's crazy. When we had this here, 12, 10, it was back here, as you can see it, in November last year. But all before that, we haven't seen really these levels. So 11, extreme fear. It's really, really fearful situation. And when we're looking at Bitcoin on the monthly, then we had, just now the January close a couple of days ago, but since that I haven't made a long video, so that's why I just wanted to pointing out. Then this was the 4th month in the row when actually Bitcoin was negative since October. Then we had November, December, and January, and so far February is a 9% minus as well. And when we're looking at, we had a lot of long liquidations recently. Since here the end of January, 29th of January, liquidation started, and they are still on, and lots of longs are still liquidated. And when we're looking at, we have an absolute bloodbath on the market in the last 24 hours. Look, gold dumped 5.5%, wiping out almost $2 trillion. Silver 19% just in 24 hours, wiping out almost $1 trillion. Then we have S&P 500 coming down, Nasdaq, Russell, Bitcoin, you name them basically. If we sum these up, if we're talking about the last 24 hours, $5 trillion minus, which is a couple of times of the crypto market itself in all these assets. And when you're looking at these, look what we have gold here. Gold actually on the weekly, we went down quite significantly, 21% in 2 weeks, and then we pumped back a little bit, but then now we are again coming down. Silver, look at this one. Silver in a 2 weeks time went down more than 41%. Bitcoin basically went down in 3 months, like 36-7%, maybe now a bit more. But it took a month. For silver, it was like basically 2 weeks, and now it's still holding itself down there. The only thing we see here, look at Nasdaq. Also started to go down and getting weak. This is, when we're getting these kind of signs, but it's getting really flat here and no strength, then, even S&P 500 stocks, can go further down. If that's happening, that's going to push Bitcoin even further down, because why these were lying around all-time high, Nasdaq, S&P 500 and gold, Bitcoin, it was going down. When these start to go down, Bitcoin even is going more down, and altcoins, don't even mention them. So, it's very important to watch. The DXY index is getting a little bit stronger now in the last 2 weeks after the serious fall what we have witnessed here. And when we're looking at stocks, PayPal, look for a long time, for example, just pick a couple of examples. It had its peak back in 2021, and since that it's going down. So not like Bitcoin, which went down and then came back for a new all-time high. When we're looking at Netflix also, when we're looking at since here the summer, it is going down. Back here it was around 112 US dollar. Now we're all the way down here to 68 US dollar. When we're looking at MicroStrategy, we because of Bitcoin and everything else here, 451 US dollar. Now we're down to 129 US dollar in about a half a year time. So a lot of things are tanking. We're not just talking about the crypto prices. We're talking about now gold, silver, stock market, crypto market. So really a big thing happening here. And when we're looking at average bear markets last year, like here are the examples, 410, 365, 330, maybe it's getting less and less and less. So maybe next time it's going to be shorter, but now we already 4 months in the downtrend. It's kind of significant. We're talking about like 120 days already. So it's not long, maybe when you compare it to the bullish parts, that's multiple years. Bear market, it's like less than a year kind of. And if you're looking at from this side, then you can see that when we're getting close here to the 200-day moving average, I do not think, this is my personal opinion, but we're going to see this will not be a V-shaped recovery, because the whole, sentiment is not just like that. It's getting weaker, and it's getting maybe choppier, maybe it'll go a bit under it and then coming back. But anytime the direction is changing, the trend is changing and changing with it. But until we have this clear downtrend, we are going down, we are bleeding. So until that, I'm very careful. And when we're getting closer to this 200-day moving average, I'm going to start some DCA, because that's in long term, in my opinion, it could be good. You do your own thing, so if we can go even under it. So I'm not saying that this will be the bottom, but if you're thinking long term, and 126 for Bitcoin was its all-time high, then I believe that maybe in the next period, Bitcoin can go all the way up to 200 or more than 200 US dollar next bull market.
And then an entry like here, it's just like, is it around 60 US dollar or it's like 62, 63, 58? It doesn't make a big difference. It does make if it will go down to 30, but that's like too bearish. I'm not that bearish on Bitcoin, but I do believe since the beginning of October, really, that we started a downtrend. And this is what I was talking about since the 8th, 9th of October, that I do see their weakness and I started to DCA out. And this is what I did back in October until end of October, step by step. And now for a month, I'm out of the altcoins. And it's really good because when looking at altcoins here, look at this one here, Solana. Where is Solana? Solana, I still believe it's a great project and it could have a nice future. We'll see how it will perform next time. But we were here at 295 US dollar and we just keep coming down. So what's the point of holding it? If it's really that great and we find the bottom, then I join the train again. But right now, it's better to be out of it. This is what I personally think about it. Okay. Next thing I would like to talk about is the ICM number, because that was the last kind of hope people were thinking about. But look, the great numbers came out and we're still going down, so I don't think that it's that magic. I remember last year it was all about the M2 money to supply. Then when this goes up, Bitcoin going to follow. What happened? Bitcoin didn't follow. And now this is another thing. This is very important to ever ICM number. It's getting above 50 and after that above 55 or around that, then, bull market going to hit, altcoins going crazy. And I do not think that this is for granted. Yes, it did happen in the past. Look at this one here. Back in 2017, yes, there we had an altcoin season when this ISM number was performing pretty well above 55. Yes, in 2021 happened. Is it a guarantee for now? Of course it's not, just like M2. So I wouldn't look at this one. I would keep an eye on it. And I would say, okay, it might could help, but it's not a guarantee. And therefore, I rather look the chart daily, and until it's bearish, I won't change my mind on that. So now, the recent ones came out. It's above 50 finally after 40 months. So after a long time. So, little hopes here coming back, but, nothing is for guarantee. So, okay, great, but I'm not that bullish about it like many others. Okay, then we have Vitalik Buterin really saying that altcoins has to come up with something else now than speed and fees, because Ethereum is catching up. So this week, Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, has posted this on his X account, basically here saying that layer 2's progress, the stage 2 and secondary and interop has been far slower and more difficult than originally expected. Layer 1 itself is scaling. Fees are very low when looking at Ethereum right now, and gas limits are projected to increase greatly in 2026. So basically what he's saying, that Ethereum doesn't need layer 2s that much than before. So layer 2s has to come up with something which it's more than really speed and here scalability and fees. And Ethereum, if it continues this way, it's catching up. And I think it's very, very important for Ethereum, because Ethereum was kind of left behind and these layers 2s had the focus. But if Ethereum gets back to focus, then really everything would happen in a more decentralized way. The problem in many cases with layer 2s, they're really, really centralized. So actually, it's a lot of problems with them. And if Ethereum itself could do the main thing, like scaling, going down with transaction fees, which, right now we have low fees, then actually that could be really, really great. And this is what Vitalik is now pushing. So I hope that's going to work out. Okay. A lot of negative news on the market and uncertainty. It's hard to pick which one to talk about. One, I think it's important that the OKX CEO is saying that it was basically Binance's fault what caused the 10th of October crash. So basically, the CEO of OKX is saying that what caused really this big flush down on the 10th of October, it was because of Binance. And what happened there? So here, Binance promoted USDE with highly yield and treated it like USDT or USDC, even though USDE is not a traditional stablecoin. And users were encouraged to swap USDT, USDC to USDE, then use USDE as collateral, borrow more stablecoins, loop the trade for higher APIs, and so on and so forth. So that leverage stack pushed 24% to 70% APIs, created a systemic risk, and once volatility hit, USDE depegged, triggering cascadian liquidations across the market. So this is what he's saying, and of course CZ on the other hand saying it's not because of that. So it's now a thought around Binance. We're going to see how it's going to turn out, but many people blame that what happened there, the damage, it cannot be fixed that fast, and this is now the main problem on the market. CZ saying that it's mainly because of the tariffs and other things. So yeah, we're going to see it. They're blaming kind of each other, but we do know that what happened with FTX. So I'm not saying this happening to Binance, don't get me wrong, but keep an eye on things. That's what I would say. Actually, if anything happens to Binance, it's not great, but it even will push the prices further down, which could be great for investment because Bitcoin hasn't changed anything fundamentally, but all these kind of FUDs pushing down the price, which could be a great entry point in my opinion, but it's not financial advice, obviously. Okay, and now let's talk about the outflows of the Bitcoin spot ETFs. So outflows are back again. Let's look at here exactly. So yesterday we had 544 million. Before that, 272 million. Before that was 561. It's a pretty good one. But before that, look, 509, 817. So still, the ETFs are just doing the same like the market does, copying it. So nothing different. So guys, to sum it up, I do believe that we are in the downtrend for a while, and this is what I'm communicating since the mid and beginning of October, when the Bitcoin had a fake out in Q4, which I think it was extremely dangerous, and there were no strengths. So that's why I believe that it's best for me to DCA out of the market. And if we come back very fast, because I didn't know for sure this is going to happen, what's happened now, then I jump back. But just in case, after having Bitcoin going up since the end of 2022 for multiple years and reaching 126,000, I felt after so many years, again, just an upward trend, it's worth to take a pause and just chill a little bit and see what's going to happen. I think it was a great decision. Now, looking back, nobody knows the future, but that was the reason why I did it. So guys, don't forget, every single day you're getting short videos here on Blockchain Bloom, the essence of the news in less than 60 seconds. And once a week, you're getting this video when I try to summarize everything so you have a great view over the market, what's really happening, and you can easily then follow up. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit the like button. See you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.